Hello guys, welcome to a new video. This is math class. And first I'm going to talk about the value for July, that is equity. Gender equity is a human right and all people have rights and that is just because they are a person. Guaranteeing the rights of people of all genders is essential for the construction of just and equitable societies, okay? So let's continue with the topic. And this week we are going to learn about incomplete quadratic inequalities. So a quadratic inequality is an equation of second degree that uses an inequality sign instead of an equal sign, okay? So how quadratic equations are solved by factorization method? Since we know we can similarly solve quadratic inequalities as quadratic equations, it is useful to understand how to factorize the given equation or inequality. The factorization method or by use of the quadratic formula. Before we can learn how to solve quadratic inequalities, let's recall how quadratic equations are solved by handling a few examples. Okay, so let's see some examples. In the first example, we have 2x to the second power plus 8x equals to 0. So the first step, we have to find the factors of this equation. How can we find? We have to look for a number that we can multiply and give us the same equation. So, for example, if we use x times 2x plus 8 equals 0, if you multiplying, give us the same equation. So x to the second power is the same that we use x times x, okay? So that's why I use x here and x here. If you multiply, you will have 2 times 2x equals to 2x to the second power plus 8 plus times 8 equals to 8x equals to 0. As you can see, it's the same equation here. So this is the factor, okay? So factors equals to 2x plus 8 equals 0. So now we have to move the real numbers. Then we have 2x equals 2. We have to move number 8 to the other side. But in this case will be negative because in this side is positive. And then we have to move number 2 because x have to be alone as we know. So x equals to negative 8 divided by 2. Why divide? Because number 2 is multiplying x. And as a solution, we have negative 8 divided by 2 equals to negative 4. So this is the solution for this incomplete quadratic equation, okay, inequality. So the second example, we have 3x to the second power, negative 27 equals to 0. So what we have to do, we have to find the factors of this equation, a number that when we multiply give us the same equation, okay? So we will have 3 times x to the second power, negative 9 equals 0. Okay, you have to multiply. You have to try to have the factors that when we multiply give us the same equation. So you have to check. 3 times x to the second power equals to 3x to the second power. Negative, because we have negative here, negative. Negative 3 times 9 equals to 27. 3 times 9, 27 equals to 0. If you see, we have the same equation when we multiply these factors. So the factors will be the numbers into the parentheses. So factors equals to x to the second power minus 9 equals 0. Okay? Now we have to move the number 9 to other side to have x in this side. So x to the second power equals to 9 positive. Why? Because in this side is negative, so when we move a number it passes to positive. Okay, so that's why I have positive 9. Now we have to delete the exponent. How can we do that? So we have to copy x equals 2. This exponent means that we will have a square root, okay? We delete. When we have an exponent 2, we have to write an square root. and 9, okay? So the square root of 9 will be, the answer will be positive or negative, and the square root of 9 is 3. So this is the solution for this incomplete quadratic inequality, okay? Positive or negative 3. If you can understand something, I can help you, okay guys? This is all. Have a blessed week.